Are your symptoms starting to feel really scary? Something might actually be wrong. You're not overreacting, but you do need to know what's normal for you and what's not. You see, perimenopause can mimic serious conditions, but most women aren't told that. And this video aims to break down how to tell the difference so that you can stop guessing and start taking control. If you're struggling with symptoms that don't make sense, hit the subscribe. I break this down every week so that you can finally feel in control. But just why is perimenopause so confusing? Well, the symptoms often start before the periods change, so you don't know you're in perimenopause. Your hormones naturally fluctuate every day, and so your symptoms aren't consistent. You don't feel the same every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday of the week. It's always different. You go and see your doctor, but these symptoms can often be dismissed or discussed as stress, aging, or overreacting. And again, then you start to really worry because you Google it. This makes it so much worse because it lists the worst case scenarios. So here's a story. One woman thought she had early dementia. Another thought she had a heart condition, and both were experiencing completely normal signs of perimenopause. And that woman was me. So what symptoms are perimenopause and what symptoms are the signs of something that we really need to have a deep discussion with the doctor about? Let's look at the first one, heart palpitation. So heart palpitations, you get that racing chest, the tightness, you can feel a bit woozy, and it really feels like you have heart issues. Right? Then there's another one, the brain fog, when you really start to forget everything. I mean, I even forgot to pick my children up from school, something I've done every day for years. This is how brain fog can be. And bad brain fog makes women think that they've got early dementia. And that is a real worry. And then a lot of women who've been confident and been able to take life in their stride suddenly start to find that they become anxious, that they get panic attacks, they get all sort of flustered, and they really wonder what's going on. And this can often also be just misdiagnosed as a mood disorder. Creeping up slowly but surely, you start to find that you're feeling bloated, your stomach just doesn't feel right. And the first port of call to look into this will be food sensitivities or to see if you've got any gastrointestinal issues. And quite often again, actually, it was all down to those early menopause changes. And then there's breast tenderness. So every woman, as soon as something changes with her breasts, feels anxiety and worries about breast cancer. But we have to see this in perspective. We have to understand what's going on in our body so that we know what's a hormonal change and what's a change that requires further investigation. Another common symptom that really scares women is irregular bleeding, or sometimes called menopausal flooding, where you just have this massive mother of all periods out of nowhere and probably not even in the right point of your cycle. They can be scary, but they're very common. And women don't talk about them very much. And I'm on a mission to get women to talk about them more. You wouldn't want a 14-year-old to go through experiencing her first period without no one talking about it. And again, with menopausal flooding, we need to talk about it. So if it happens to someone who's around you, you can help and be kind, because it is a really horrible experience when it happens. So let's be clear. If you feel something's wrong, your sixth sense says this isn't right, you know you must get it checked. The doctor will be able to run tests and you should get things checked. But let's also remember that some things are a new normal. And so we need to understand what's a new normal and the things that need deeper exploration so that we stop living in complete and utter fear. So how do we tell if it's perimenopause? Well, the secret is to look for patterns. We need to see if they're cyclical, if it's something to do with our hormone patterns and our time of the month or our lifestyle. We also need to take into consideration our onset. So late 30s can be the very, very early starts of menopause for some ladies. And certainly by the late 40s and early 50s, there will definitely be symptoms there. And we also need to look at where you're getting lots of menopause symptoms on the same day, because that's normally a hormone shift. There's lots of things all happening at the same time causing those triggers, and it's unlikely to be a serious illness. It's probably a combination of your hormone fluctuations. So we need to keep everything a little bit in context, okay? So I've had a client who started tracking her symptoms, which she thought were totally random. And actually, she found that the panic attacks happened when it was around ovulation. And once she saw that pattern, she stopped being afraid of them. They still happened, but at least she knew why. And a lot of this fear comes from not understanding why. So when do you need to see your doctor? You always need to see your doctor if you're worried, or there's a concern, or there's a family history. But the times to go and see the doctor when it's urgent are if something happens that's sudden or severe. For instance, if you have your case of menopausal flooding, then something big is changing in terms of your periods. So go and speak to your doctor. And that brings me on to sort of bleeding that's heavy or continuous. If you're having periods but they're really heavy, or there's not really a break coming, so it's very, very different to how it used to be, and it doesn't feel right, go and get it checked out. And again, any new pains, especially if you feel something in the chest or the abdomen, it's a time now to really listen to your body and to think, this is new. And if it's new, check it out. Of course, if there's any numbness or slurring of speech or visual changes, these should always be checked out by men and women of any age, because they could be signs of stroke or another serious condition. They really have to be checked out always. And the other reason to really go and see the doctor and make an urgent appointment is rapid unexplained weight loss. As much as we talk about in menopause about maintaining weight and preventing the belly fat, you know in your heart of hearts what's you're doing in terms of your food and exercise and the impact that that might have on your weight. And if the weight is just dropping off you, and you haven't made a really big shift, then that really does need investigating and speaking to the doctor straight away with no delay. And this comes down to my key message really, which is that understanding your body and your own intuition is so important into managing your health and keeping you well as we get older. So if something feels off, go and get it checked. But learn about menopause symptoms so that you can remove the fear around the symptoms and you can understand what is happening to your body right now. So what can you do right now? Well, the most useful tool that you can do is to start symptom tracking and looking for patterns, because when you do this, you can implement some lifestyle changes that are a result of these triggers and symptoms so that you can try and modify those. But it also starts to give you a pattern and helps you understand how your body is behaving right now and what your new normal is. And we have lots of resources in our MenoBalance community that can help you on your way. So if you want to start understanding your body and stop guessing so that you can go to your doctor with facts and data, so together you can actually understand what is going on with your body, and if there is something where there is a concern that you need to investigate more, then grab my free symptom tracker. It's the best tool to make sense of all this, and it will really help your doctor too. And if you want support from other women who are navigating the same thing, then join our MenoBalance community. It's free, and you'll be amazed how many other women feel exactly like you. It's really great to be a group of women supporting each other and helping each other so that we can feel great through menopause. All the links are in my bio, and next week's video is about the 5 symptoms women almost always ignore but shouldn't. So catch the link in my bio below and see you next time.